planet Earth, home to over 3 million species of animal, all of which share the same goal: to reproduce. Over millions of years, animals have evolved an astounding variety of courting behaviors. These courting behaviors are based on instinct. They are imprinted in the genes of every animal, and have evolved to pass on the best possible genes by selecting the fittest mate. But there is one animal whose behavioral complexity is rivaled by no other: Homo sapiens. Human behavior is overwhelmingly complicated by social, psychological, and cultural influences. These behaviors, however, still have underlying instinctive mechanisms. In this episode, we will use Tinbergin's 4 questions to investigate how instincts drive courting behavior in humans. How did it evolve? How does it develop? What is the underlying cause? And what is its function? Welcome to Animal Behavior. The first of Tinbergin's questions we will discuss is evolution. Now, humans reproduce sexually. Like many other animals, they are subject to instinctive sexual desire. However, humans are unique in their courting behavior, and it is in here that the behavior is controlled, in the brain. Throughout evolution, the human brain has increased greatly in size, particularly in the frontal cortex, which is associated with complex behavior. Although it has become more complex, the aim of this behavior is still the same: to select a mate which will produce offspring with the greatest fitness. So, that brings us to our next question. How does courting behavior develop in a human individual? Courting behavior is not present at birth. In fact, it takes many, many years for this behavior to develop. At some point in adolescence, the brain undergoes a dramatic change. Here we have a male fast approaching sexual maturity. Over the past few weeks, testosterone has built up in his body, and though he doesn't know it, something spectacular is about to happen, which will change his behavior forever.
Miss, he's thrown all my daughter. Miss.
Testosterone soaks through the membrane of dormant cells in his brain. This activates his reproductive circuit. A magnificent sight indeed. So, the brain is responsible for this behavior, but how does a reproductive circuit cause courting behavior in human adults? When an attractive female is in close proximity, the male is stimulated by a sight and scent. Testosterone is released into his bloodstream, where it pulses around his body. When it reaches his brain, it stimulates his reproductive circuit. He now feels sexual attraction. Fascinating. Now, females, on the other hand, are a more complex matter. The hormonal function is less well understood, but is believed to involve several hormones. So, we have now arrived at our final, and dare I say, most intriguing question. What is the function of human courting behavior? Here we have a male specimen. His instinctive behavior drives him to mate with as many females as possible, so his choice of mate is based on physical appearance. Of course, cultural and social influences interfere with this instinct. Now, here is a female specimen. Her instincts drive her to find a mate who is not only physically attractive, but also shows dominance and sensitivity. A dominant male will protect the family, and a sensitive one will care for them. Throughout their lives, humans search for the right partner. If they choose wisely, the offspring may benefit. If they choose poorly, the offspring may suffer. With patience, we may be able to see this behavior in action.
Hey, is the bus came yet?
I don't have a watch. Sorry.
Okay.
This male appears quite timid, as you can see from his body language.
Oh, hey, I've got like elbow patches that my mom sewed on for me.
That's nice.
Oh dear, a departure says it all. The watering hole, where humans come to socialize. We are bound to see some courting here.
You'll do.
Excuse me?
Come on, babe. You know this is only gonna go one way.
Ugh.
Oh dear, perhaps this male lacks sensitivity.
Thanks so much. I can get it for you if you want. Honestly, don't worry about it, it's fine.
Ah, now this looks promising.
So what are you studying?
Studying biology.
This female seems convinced. The male's open body language infers confidence, and judging from the female's amusement, he's a friendly fellow too. The female touching her hair is a surefire indication that this strategy is paying off. So, to conclude this week's episode of Animal Behaviour, we have found that courting behaviour in humans evolved with larger brain size and develops during puberty, which can lead to some catastrophic changes in behaviour. In sexually mature humans, courting behaviour is initiated by external cues, which prompt hormone production. So, we have used Tinbergin's questions to investigate courtship in humans. But perhaps the question we should be asking is, are humans so different from animals? I'd appreciate your input.
So let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Do it again now. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it.